My grandparents won $1 million on the lottery, and you guys want to hear the story, so let's talk about it. No, I did not grow up rich, and yes, I am doing my hair while I do this because I left the YMCA and my hair is naturally dried like this after showering, so I need to look decent. So when I was a child, my grandparents lived in the Detroit area. That's where they lived their whole life. Look how curly my hair is. When I was a kid, my grandma and grandpa moved to my hometown, and I lived in this really small town called Tawas, Michigan. It's this little tiny tourist town where people basically vacation there, and then in the winter it's like dead. And we had a local grocery store. It was called Carter's, not like Carter's kids clothing. It's now Neiman's, but it was called Carter's. It was like a grocery store, and its mascot was a grocery bag with a smiley face, like a happy face on it, like a personified grocery bag. Don't know why that sticks out. It's not relevant to the story at all. Anyhow, my grandpa, I think it was a $20 scratch off. He purchased a $20 scratch off, and he scratched off and won $1 million. Now, did I grow up rich? No. My grandpa took the opportunity to spoil my grandma now that he had money for the first time ever. Like, they weren't ever well-to-do. They weren't like super poor, but they were not well off in any way. So them having $1 million, which after taxes and things like that, it's not even close to $1 million, but them having money for the first time in their life was a bbig deal to him. So he bought her this humongous diamond ring. It had I think there were 5 half-carat diamonds in a row. My grandma was 4'7" or 4'8". She was teeny tiny. And this ring went from like the rocks, by the way, this isn't a real diamond. Her rocks went from like edge to edge of her little size 4 ring finger. It was insane. Anyhow, and when my grandpa passed away, my grandma kind of like took a shine to me, and I was definitely my grandma's favorite. I don't know if my grandma was most people's favorite person in the world, but I cared for my grandma. As she got older, I would go over and clean for her, mow her lawn, or drive her to her appointments, or take her shopping, whatever she wanted to do. And as such, I became like undisputed her favorite grandchild. I did get my like prom dresses paid for. She would take me school shopping. I would earn it by doing chores around her house or by mowing her lawn. My grandparents did not live a super lavish lifestyle after winning $1 million. They lived in a normal like ranch style home. They had normal cars. I remember my grandpa got a PT Cruiser, and that was like a big deal. A lot of the money from $1 million is in taxes, right? So they invested some. They helped people that they could with what they had. They helped my family out because my parents were very sick for a long time growing up. And yeah, that's the story. It's not really like, I know a lot of people want like this big story about my grandparents winning $1 million. They did get a ginormous check from the state of Michigan, and they got t-shirts and all of this, and they have some pictures. I'm not sure if I can find any of those. I'd like to say that my grandparents won $1 million and left it all to me, but that's not the case. My grandparents won $1 million on the lotto. They spent a lot of it. They lived off of a lot of it, and they helped people as they could. Boy, does this thing get your hair stick straight. You guys saw where I started. That took me 5 minutes. I swear to God, my hair stays straighter when I straighten it with this thing. I don't know what the science behind it is, but my hair will stay straight probably through tomorrow morning. Don't know what causes it, but I'm so glad it does because I hate doing my hair, and I hate having to like do my hair to pull it up. So if my hair can look decent tomorrow and then I can pull it up easier, I like that about this. So that's my story about my grandparents winning $1 million in the lotto.